guest.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the 10th episode of the Fan Splash podcast.
This is 10?
Yeah,
This
we've
is
reached
special.
10. And we're sweating our balls off because it's like 95 fucking degrees here.
Yeah,
And,
outside, and then
like,
in here it's 100.
Oh, yeah, in here it's like, don't lock your dogs in the car.
Don't lock your dog in the house.
Yeah. This is Willis. This is our first guest. And we also have my brother here today, Jacob.
I guess I'm the second.
No, he's the main guest. He's the uninvited guest. So
His favorite movie is Air Bud. Willis's.
Thanks, Air Bud and Homeward Bound.
Incredible Journey. We got lots of... I actually had to... I should say, had to really downsize on what news we featured today, because otherwise we could add like 3 pages of notes, but we just really wanted to kind of...
you are sweating to death.
It's so bad, guys. I don't know if you can see the glimmer, but...
Oh yeah, you're shining. You're shining like a Hollywood star.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, there's lots of news. We had to cut down on it because, I don't know, so many trailers, so many small news. A lot of it's rumors, and I usually try to cut out things that are just rumors if they haven't been confirmed. But is there a particular topic that you want to kick off with, or just refer to notes?
Well, right away, he's seen Batman vs Superman. He was there with us. So
Awesome.
we'll get into the extended trailer.
The Ultimate Edition trailer?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, can I get a really summarized version, since we haven't talked about it? What was your overall opinion on that movie?
So I really liked the movie. Overall, I thought the storyline was really good. I thought that some of the stuff that they did with the fighting scenes were really good.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the fighting scenes were great. They were intense. They weren't too Transformers, how everything you're seeing is kind of a blur and it's going too fast and it's going by you too fast. I thought that the depiction of what was going on in the actual fight scenes was really good, and it was really emphasized.
It was clear and seemed on purpose.
Everything was very emphasized from what was going on, and that's what I really liked and what I really took from the movie for the most part.
Awesome.
I guess cons. I don't really have that many cons. I mean, I felt like it was a little weird that Ben Affleck was Batman, but then again, he was Daredevil, and when you think of that, like, you kind of remember, like, okay, like he's been there, done that, and he's kind of like a...
Yeah, I think everyone was a little weirded out by
He did a very good job.
About just the initial thought of Ben Affleck being Batman. Everyone was kind of pissed off, but turned out okay.
I find that really interesting because, like...
Well, you remember, right?
What?
Everyone was up in arms about it.
Oh, I do definitely clearly remember how much everyone was flipping out. And from the beginning, I was cautiously optimistic. I wasn't like, oh, he's going to crush it, but I was like, give him a shot first. Yeah, and Smart Water, please sponsor us.
Give him a chance.
But Ben Affleck was, to me, the highlight of the movie. Like, I loved his Batman. I think he was depicted a little overly brutal, but that's not on Ben. That's on the directors and writers. But as far as, the physicality and the fight scenes and things of that nature.
I actually have a lot of defending to get into with Batman vs Superman.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk Ultimate Edition and lead into that, or do you need to get that off your chest?
I don't know.
You don't know?
We can talk Ultimate Edition first.
I want to lead into Ultimate Edition by saying basically what this is, for those of you at home that don't know, is Zack Snyder's original cut of this movie was over 3 hours long, and they ended up at about 2.5 because the studio wanted to have the most showings possible in the theaters, which makes sense, right? More available showings, more butts in the seats, more ticket sales, and things like that. And Zack Snyder clearly wasn't very happy about it, and then also his... when he did Watchmen, almost everything Zack Snyder's done has had a longer cut come out on DVD. So not surprising. And I could tell...
And Watchmen was great.
I like Watchmen. Well, I think Watchmen is a perfect depiction of the comic, but I didn't really like the comic. So I think the movie's really well done. I just don't like the story that much. But I know why a lot of people do like it, so I respect it in that manner.
It's cool. It's different. It's neat.
It is very different.
Anyway.
With the Ultimate Edition, it is, I think, going to complement the overall story of the movie, because when I watched the film, and I'm glad you like it, I love hearing positive things about the movie because there's just so much negative out there about it, but it seemed sloppy overall. It seemed cut. It seemed very like the studio had their hands in the movie, and I could feel that throughout the entirety of it.
You would
for
get
it.
this reference. Sorry to
Mm-hmm.
interrupt you. Please don't lose your thought. You remember in Entourage when they made Medellin, and Billy Walsh stole the final cut, and like everyone had seen it and it looked good.
Yeah.
Like they loved the movie, but then when he was perfecting it, and then he brought it back and it was all like super convoluted and terrible.
Yeah.
And then it turned out to be like this huge piece of shit. I kind of feel like that's kind of what happened with this.
I do too. And I don't think this 30 minutes is going to make this a 10 out of 10 movie, but I think it's going to add a lot of important
Let
filler.
me
It's only
let me
30
clarify.
minutes?
I don't think this movie was a piece of shit. I
don't either.
From the beginning, even before I really thought about the movie, I thought this is pretty choppy. There's a lot of chopped scenes, like quick
Yeah.
things. You could tell that a half hour's cut out of it.
I found myself saying what a lot during
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it wasn't. Nothing was really. There wasn't a lot
It
of
was all over the
clarity.
place.
Like there was no clarification on like what was going on. I mean, that scene where it was like a weird future scene. There wasn't like a lot of clarity behind
Right,
that.
that
As
kinda
a viewer,
just-
I had no idea like
yeah.
really what the hell the point of that was or what was going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had actually shown up a little bit late to the movie, and I nudged him. I said, "What did I miss?" And he said, "I have no idea."
yeah, that kind of like literally just happens. It just happens.
And then there's something I saw in the trailer that I'm really looking forward to seeing is in the courtroom scene where they take Superman to court. They have a witness from Africa basically damning Superman for things that he did in Africa, and it's saying, you know, my village was victims and all this other stuff, and we're like, what? When? When did that happen? And you see in this trailer that there's more talk of it, and maybe we'll actually get to see more of that Africa scene. It seems like there's just
They reference a couple times, that whole thing about him being dangerous is reference to an Africa incident.
Yeah.
But you think that it's the whole thing with when he rescued Lois Lane.
right, and I think there's either more to that scene or another scene entirely.
Right.
Right. And there's more dialogue, and there's Jenna Malone's character, the blonde with glasses that's talking to Lois in the trailer.
And
Who
she
is
wasn't in
rumored
the cut at all.
No, she wasn't in the movie at all. She was rumored to be Barbara Gordon. I don't know if that's the case anymore. We'll see who Jenna Malone plays. And then there's that gentleman that had the scratch ticket with the Batman logo, who was talking to Henry Cavill, Clark Kent, who was actually doing some reporter things. A lot of people's gripes is he's not being Clark Kent enough.
Right.
And
you
that
don't
would
see
show
Clark
him.
Kent at all other than the bathtub.
Yeah.
Really.
And that would show more of him being a reporter, which I think is very necessary in the movie.
Cool. Yeah, no, everybody's huge problem was there wasn't enough of Superman, and they villainized sort of Batman. But now I will talk about my
Please do
I will
it.
defend Batman versus Superman, rather. So I just saw it again. I was at this place right here in Bend, a lovely little theater in an old schoolhouse, and a little brew pub. It's awesome. Anyway, so first of all, the movie is focused around Batman's distaste towards Superman. He thinks that he's a false god. He's not fit. He wants to eradicate him.
Putting
right?
him in the Man of Steel scene is like my favorite part of the whole movie.
That was awesome. You missed that. It was like right away. It showed like the battle. You saw Man of Steel.
Yeah.
It showed the fight with Zod and like the going through the buildings and shit. But it showed it from like street view, and Bruce Wayne is there, and like people are dying,
And he's
buildings are
running through
collapsing
like
and shit.
collapsing buildings trying to
Yeah.
save people. He's like running through the smoke, and constantly you just see like Superman and Zod like flying through buildings.
And then for
everything's
some reason, a
falling apart.
horse. There's always a horse when there's like mist.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you know when
Yeah.
like someone's walking through the fog, there's a horse. Anyway, so right away with the casting for Bruce Wayne's parents, in such a minuscule title credits role with no lines other than Martha.
Yeah.
Why would they cast who they did if they're not setting up Flashpoint Paradox?
Absolutely.
Also, so he sets up Flashpoint Paradox.
Can you briefly let him know the Flashpoint Paradox if he doesn't know already?
I'm not totally familiar with the story. He ends up in an alternate timeline without his powers, and
Flash.
the Flash. Sorry, the
he
Flash.
he goes back, saves his mom, and that one event changes all of the future.
Oh, okay.
And in that future, Bruce Wayne dies, and Thomas Wayne, his dad,
in the
becomes Batman.
alley. You know, when Bruce Wayne's parents die in the alley, instead
Oh, okay.
Bruce Wayne dies.
Yeah. And so
then-
we're thinking that this Thomas Wayne, who's a really great actor, what's his name? Do you remember?
I don't remember his name.
It'll come to me later, but he was the comedian in Watchmen, and he would be an awesome darker Batman.
He's also in The Walking Dead now too, and so is the
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I just had to get my head
Yeah.
quiet for a second.
Yeah. And then she becomes the Joker, if I'm not
The mom.
mistaken. Martha Wayne.
Yeah, Mark.
And it's awesome. But so he sets that up. He sets up Darkseid. He sets up the Justice League, and he gets Superman's death out of the way with Doomsday. 'Cause it's always going to be kryptonite. He's always going to die. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the whole thing was Batman coming back to the light, like rediscovering being a hero, which is what like brings the Justice League about. But like when you think about all the stuff that he set up, and then I'm thinking about like the extended cut, it's gonna be a much better movie than everybody like. It's just getting bad heat because it was a little convoluted.
It wasn't made for a general audience, I don't think.
But you could tell, like literally watching this movie, you know Zack Snyder's a fan of this shit.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's got a lot of The Dark Knight Returns in it.
There's a lot of fan service
Yeah.
in the movie. And I can tell you, like, almost 80% of the movie that came, or 80% of the people that came out of the movie did not know that was Flash talking to Bruce in the Batcave. There's
That's
a
'cause
lot
he
of
does
people.
not look like Flash.
No, because it's a post-apocalyptic Flash. He's got body armor on and everything else. But I knew it was Ezra Miller. I know Ezra Miller's going to play the Flash, so. And who else is going to reach through time?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that until like after I had seen it. I was thinking, is that the Flash? But I didn't know for sure. Anyway, so yeah, that's coming out. When's that coming out?
2-3 weeks.
Cool.
So releasing on digital download, and then almost a month later on Blu-ray. I'm just going to do digital download. I'm really excited to see it.
Cool.
I want to say one thing about the trailer. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was like a brief glimpse. You remember how they did not show it, but Batman stole kryptonite from Lex Luthor's lab.
Yeah.
Right? You just saw the aftermath. Well, it shows Lex watching the security footage of this guards walking around, and Batman comes in, like, encloses somebody in his cape, and then, like, zips back up. And I was like, yes!
All the cool Batman shit, dude. He did all the cool Batman shit.
Yeah.
He uses his like utility belt more than any Batman ever.
Which is what makes him my favorite Batman, is because he did...
He did actual
Batman
Batman, stuff, yeah. and he
Christian
had the
Bale
actual
did-
Batman suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that is... The only thing they took away from that suit was the underwear, you know?
Dude, and he was ripped as fuck.
He was ripped. There was padding in there. But,
Yeah, but, I
aside
mean,
from that,
come
Ben
on.
Affleck was ripped for that movie.
Yeah.
So you gotta check out the Ultimate Edition, then actually see the first 15 minutes of the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
You gotta see that opening Man of Steel scene. Okay, well then, speaking of movies, have we all seen Apocalypse?
No, he's not seen Apocalypse.
You have not seen Apocalypse. Have you seen most of the X-Men movies? Are you
Yeah.
an X-Men fan? Okay.
Yeah.
Then what I kind of like to do in this situation is when you have a couple people or one person that has seen the movie and somebody else has, you could ask us some spoiler-free questions just about like what we thought about the movie and review-wise and things like that.
Like, what'd you think about the movie?
Yeah. Well, I thought it was great.
Surprisingly,
Yeah,
like
it was. I was. What was the word we used? Cautiously optimistic about it. I liked it better than Civil War.
which is crazy.
Well, here's the thing. There's some kind of
bias.
there's some
Some fan service.
I'm
that
not even
speaks
gonna
more.
try to figure out the fucking word. Whatever.
That's okay.
I liked Civil War as like a film that is like an all-around film. When you think about it, is much more well-rounded. It's like it's
Maybe
it's,
a more
it's better.
well-done movie, but like sometimes it's what movie did we enjoy more, which is not always the better movie. If that makes
Well,
sense.
but I thoroughly enjoyed Civil War, but my nerd boner was for Apocalypse.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. You enjoyed Apocalypse more.
Yeah, all of this. I had a big smile on my face. Just all this X-Men shit is happening.
Finally.
And it was awesome.
I came out of the movie giving it a I still don't know, 8 or 8.5 out of 10. I
Yeah,
thought it
but
was
I'm
really
getting
good.
a little worried about your reviews, man. You're giving everything 8s, 9s.
I've been pleasantly surprised multiple times lately, and that leads me to give more positive reviews. I really, and I'm like alone in this, did not like Days of Future Past, and that's
I didn't really like Days of Future Past either.
really
What the fuck?
Okay, I thought it was
Whoa.
really great, but I thought it was also a way of fixing some of their like sort of
It
mistakes.
was like a 2.5 hour way of fixing the errors of the other movies.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they didn't have to.
I didn't feel the fan service in Days of Future Past. It felt kind of shallow to me.
I thought it was awesome.
That's okay, and I'm not.
I
Gonna,
thought it was good. Good. I didn't think it was awesome.
I'm not gonna dispute that
I
because
didn't think it was-
I just
most people thought it was great.
I didn't think it was bad.
the whole future part of it wasn't the cool part. The cool part was like Wolverine and in the past, and they're trying to save the future.
Yeah, in the past and stuff.
The-
in the
the whole
past,
past
it took
was-
up like
was
the most
awesome.
of the movie.
But I liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The future
won't-
itself, like the their impending danger. I thought it.
It was the explanation of everything,
They didn't. They did a good job of balancing it. They didn't show too much. They
including
keep going
why the
back to
fuck
future,
Professor
you know?
X was standing up and fucking. What was it?
X3?
X3, yeah.
Oh, because
Why is he
you think-
walking around as Patrick Stewart when he
You think
goes
it's
back to a wheelchair guy as.
Because he has that serum. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, you think maybe he was using? But then he's.
So the serum
wait,
comes
wait.
back after he stops using it again? Like, I don't understand.
I
Wait,
don't think it quite fixed that.
at the end of
They didn't.
At the end of X-Men 3, they show that last scene where he goes into the other body after his body explodes.
Which was never
Essentially.
revisited in any movie.
and so was that body paralyzed?
it was brain dead. It was a brain dead.
So he can. I mean, he's got enough
Okay,
X-Men brain
originally-
power to make it.
Originally, I thought it was weird that, what's the actor's name that plays the young Professor
James
X?
McAvoy
Okay, I
or
thought it was...
McAvoy, however
Thank
you
you.
want to say.
This is-
I thought it was odd that he got shot or whatever, and he was like, "Oh my god, I'm paralyzed" at the end of the
Oh, at
X-Men
first
Origins,
class,
and I was
yeah.
like, "Wait a second!" Immediately when that happened, I was like, "No," because in X3 it showed like a past version of Professor X, and he's like walking to Jean Grey's house, and I'm like, "Okay." So they messed up there originally, and then
do
there
they walk
everybody's
to
like,
Jean?
"No!"
Yeah.
In Days of
Him
Future,
and
it's-
Magneto.
yeah, they
and it's a flashback to Jean Grey being a kid.
But
But
Days
it's
of
Patrick
Future's
Stewart.
Past undid that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they
actually
undid it, but he chose as that actor and in that timeline to not use the serum anymore so that he could use his power.
Brain-
Okay, I understand what you're saying. You're in an
How
alter-
is he
in-
going to be Patrick
in-
Stewart,
in the
have the powers and have the serum
in
all
the
at the same
in the
time?
original timeline?
Am I missing
had,
something?
Yes, in the original timeline, had Wolverine not come back in time to interfere and stop Mystique from killing Drax, then he would have Professor Xavier would have been previously unaffected by Wolverine's influence in telling him to stop taking the serum that allows him to stand. So he would have aged longer before he would have been. I don't know.
What's going on?
There's all sorts of stuff. Dude.
Oh, I was actually going to counter that, but then when you said that,
Because he was
But-
in the dumps, dude. And then
Professor
Wolverine.
X in X-Men 3 used his brain power to say, "Hello, Jean. You're not the only one with gifts."
Yeah, okay, he had his brain powers and he's walking.
But
What the
X-Men
fuck?
3 is also a load of filth and garbage, and it's dumpster fire. So let's move on. A couple more thoughts about Apocalypse. I just want to say, if you're a fan of the comics or
Dude,
the
they
cartoons,
finally use Cyclops.
okay, I was like, don't blow it.
No, they finally use Cyclops.
Yes, so,
Like,
Ty Sheridan, and he also seems like he's going to grow up to be James Marsden, which I like.
oh yeah, he looks a lot like him.
He acts like him. He's got some of the mannerisms.
They just fucking lined it up.
There you go.
Money.
Light it. Did you ever watch the old cartoons, the
Yeah.
90s cartoons?
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of things in there that you're going to go, whoa! Yeah, it's awesome.
The robots.
Quicksilver scene, and you see a little bit of it in the trailer, but I liked it more than the Days of Future Past scene.
I don't want to give anything away, but yes, it was better than. I initially
At
thought
least
it was
as good.
better than the
At least
Days of
as good.
Future Past scene. It was.
Do they have like the robots or whatever?
the Sentinels?
Yeah, the Sentinels.
You do see Sentinels.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you can say you
do
see Sentinels.
But they like. in
Dude, no,
development of them
there
or
are so
something?
many individual scenes that are X-Men perfect.
Yeah.
I don't want to give away like. Too
I'd say it's a
many,
great
but
X-Men movie.
yeah.
And I say great X-Men movie, and I say good overall movie. So I think a lot of people that aren't big X-Men fans just want to see these blockbusters. I think they're not going to appreciate it. And I think that's part of the reason it's not getting great reviews.
The only problem I have is the if you try to think too much about the continuity, it still doesn't make sense, and it's still a little.
You
effed up.
can't make it make sense at this point.
Yeah.
There's
at
no
this point,
fixing it.
because
Yeah.
even if they're only 16 years old in this, it takes place in like 84. And then like I guess that kind of works.
No, that works.
Yeah, I guess if it takes place in like 84 and then or 85 and then 2000 was when X-Men came out. So if they're like 30 years old, if Scott and Jean are like 30 years old at the time,
But does James McAvoy look like he's in his 40s in this movie?
he's actually supposed to be in his 50s.
Was he 30 in First Class? This is 20 years later. I thought he was early 20s.
Well,
However you cut it.
it's how old?
It's
No,
like
'cause
what
if you're
Deadpool
looking-
says. These timelines are so confusing.
No.
Yes.
If Magneto was at least 10 years old during World War II at Auschwitz, that was in the 40s.
We're throwing some math
He
on
has
you
to-
guys.
That was 40 years later, so he has to be at least 50 on the dot.
Wow. Okay.
50 something.
And it doesn't
But
look-
that never says that him and the professor are the exact same age.
No. I'm not saying they're the same age, but I'm just saying neither of them look like they've aged 20 years.
Well, neither does Patrick Stewart. If you go back and watch Star Trek: The Next Generation,
Fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
he looks the same.
So, be excited for
He's
Apocalypse, I think. I can see why some people don't like it, but I'm trying to tell people to
Go
give it a
in
good
with open mind.
go
I
in
thought it
with
was
open
great.
mind.
I even
too.
liked Apocalypse.
And
That was awesome.
as Tyler, I've been crapping on this movie for a year. Like,
Oh,
just
yeah?
Oh, he's been
nonstop.
talking mad shit. Every time any like thing about Mystique came out, like rallying the X-Men,
I
it's like,
still
it's
re-
Mystique.
I still-
It's Mystique.
I still really didn't like
I don't.
her. But
yeah.
it didn't take away... In Days of Future Past, it took away, like, the whole movie for me. Like, I was like, I cannot stand her in this movie. This one, it's like, she's there. I'm aware she's there. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, you could argue about Days of Future Past probably
It's
for a day.
reversed for me. I disagree. I thought it was perfectly fitting for Mystique's personality to do what she did and have her own agenda and take justice into her own hands in Days of Future Past. This one, she's just saving mutants, and that's kind of... I mean, she's always been out for mutant kind.
Sure.
You know, she's always been an advocate for
Okay,
it.
if she would have left at... Never mind. I can't talk about Apocalypse. But, yes.
Dude,
go
it's
see it.
fucking awesome. It's one of the coolest movies.
I'll be excited to
It's
see
so
it again.
Cool. It's so cool.
I'll be excited. It's in my top 4 X-Men movies, and which is out of, like, what, 7 or 8? I liked Apocalypse more than I liked Deadpool, I think.
What?
Yeah.
I'll have to see it
Different,
then.
very different movies, but
Yeah,
I
I mean-
enjoyed, like, I had more, like,
You,
oh my
ta-
god!
you take Deadpool for what it is, but Deadpool I don't think was like Apocalypse is better than Deadpool. Deadpool 2 though, Cable, they're gonna have Cable. It's gonna be way better. It's for sure gonna be better.
So, we can move past Apocalypse?
I mean, we can. Oh, we both saw the do-over. Did you?
No, please, go ahead.
How do you feel about Adam Sandler?
I like Adam Sandler. Now you ask me how I feel about his movies in the last 5 years. I really, really don't like him.
So
The last one I liked was probably 50 First Dates.
That
Yeah, that was a while
Yeah,
back.
that movie is 13 years old.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
I don't think.
Okay, so
I'm
you
changing
didn't
my
like
answer.
you didn't like it. That movie is older than Click.
Is
You
it?
didn't like Click, yeah.
Okay, I did like
Did you
Click.
like
I thought Click and that came out close at the same time.
I could be wrong, but I think 50 First Dates is 2003, and I think Click is 2006.
Okay, well, I'm open to being proven wrong, so if you stuff other than Click.
I'm probably wrong about 50 First Dates, but I know that Click is 2006.
Okay.
But anyway, you didn't like Pixels?
I
haven't seen Pixels actually.
I was cussing at the screen. I hated that movie.
Why? Did you take it seriously?
I just... His humor... I had been pissed off by him too many times in a row, so I was, like, already easily pissed off watching it.
Have you seen The Cobbler?
Have you
No,
seen
I
Cobbler?
heard Cobbler was not bad.
It's great.
Ridiculous 6?
Ridiculous 6 is terrible.
I
thought
liked
it was
Ridiculous
terrible.
6. I thought it was hilarious.
I hate Taylor Lautner
So
in it.
I couldn't
Okay.
finish Pixels or Ridiculous 6. Like I usually don't turn off movies early, but like 45 minutes into both of them.
I can see why Ridiculous
Funny
6,
People.
though.
You walked out of.
I've
Funny
never
People.
seen-
in theaters
He
walked out of Funny People.
People in theaters. That's one of the most underrated films I think ever.
Funny People is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's great. If you watch it all the way through, it's got a really tied together story. Anyway,
I don't think it was
so-
supposed to
okay,
be funny.
so-
They advertised
okay.
it to be such a funny movie.
yeah, it's
It
not
wasn't
supposed to be
very
funny.
good.
It's a very serious movie.
Which way is Adam Sandler going with the do-over?
all right. So
And David Spade, I love David
I've
Spade.
spent years defending Adam Sandler on the internet, and everyone's like, "Oh, all this shit's just dumb humor and fart jokes." I was like, "No, well, I mean, don't take them for what they aren't. You know, like Grown Ups is actually like a sentimental like family comedy."
Okay, I like the first Grown Ups. I want to throw that out there.
Yeah,
First Grown Ups.
Grown Ups. Grown Ups
Second
2
one
is
is like the
the
worst
Dragon Ball
movie
GT.
ever made.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all agree that it was a horrible movie.
Sorry to detract. Go ahead.
But no, yeah, Grown Ups 2 came out, and I was like, and then Ridiculous 6 came out, and I was like, this is exactly what I've been defending against Adam Sandler this whole time.
He's not helping you out, is he?
The Do-Over was great.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
really good movie.
was it?
Yeah.
The storyline is so well put together. It's like a really intricate, like.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Really well
I,
thought
I
out.
didn't know. I tried. Okay, usually you try to predict things in these predictable movies. Like it's just a predictable action comedy.
Sure.
I wasn't able to predict what was actually going on. It actually kind of threw me for a twist. I mean, you might be able to predict. Like it's not like crazy what happens in the movie, but I mean, like you'll
It
sit
looked
there.
like there
and
was
you'll-
some thought put into it.
yeah, there's a
it's
lot
not-
of thought put
there's-
into it.
there's-
I was like, what, and it's hilarious at the same time.
It's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah, it's super funny.
I actually have an unreleased review that I did of it, and I'm laughing the whole time, like trying, like just
Great.
thinking about the movie. Anyway,
See, I'm somebody that can be one back over
the
on
sequence
Adam
of
Sandler's
events
side.
isn't something that's not happened before. There's definitely like a second turn of events.
I'm
that's
not.
pretty
I'm not
predictable.
against unoriginal movies,
But
as long as they're entertaining.
no, but it is. I mean, it's not brand new, but it's. I mean,
There's a lot of original aspects to it.
Cool.
yeah, there you go. But like watching the movie, you have no idea. At least I didn't. You might. What's gonna happen?
I like how much credit you guys give me. Like you've both like you might be able to predict it, but we didn't. Like
Yeah.
that's nice.
It kind of hit me in the face. It's and it's in the humor is all over the place. It's good. It's got the
They
Adam
got
Sandler's-
slapstick humor.
yeah.
They got underlying themes. They got the subliminal and like subtle humor. They got every type of like
Good.
humor in that movie. It's really good.
because Ridiculous 6 pretty much had one kind of humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
I
I don't
wouldn't
mind that
disagree
kind of
with it.
humor if that's part of like a bigger comedic picture. But when it's like we're just gonna keep driving this into the ground, I can't do it.
So I would give it like a 6, maybe 6.5.
Maybe it. Well, yeah, maybe I
They
should
got the
reevaluate.
repetitive humor.
Yeah, there's that fucking
The more times something
situational
happens-
humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
No,
Well,
yeah, I would
consider,
watch it.
Consider
like,
me
it's-
enthusiastic.
do you have a Netflix
Of course.
subscription, right?
Yeah.
Just turn it off if you don't like it, man.
Sure.
But don't. You need to watch it, like,
Okay.
at least until, like, there's, like, 10 minutes left.
Sure.
But,
Pretty good movie.
yeah.
Well, that's great to hear. I thought
I thought it was
you were
kind of
gonna-
long too. Was it? How long was it?
It was longer. It was probably, like, 2 hours long.
Yeah.
Hour 45, something like that.
Well, excellent. Now I get to flip the table on you guys. I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, and I loved it.
Yeah, you gave it an 8.
At
You
least.
gave it an 8.
So
Dude,
he's
I saw the first
he's
one.
seen the first one. I haven't seen any of them.
Okay. I hate the first movie. I think it's the biggest steaming
What compelled
pile.
you to see the second one then?
Because my childhood, you can narrow down to like a few things. It was like the X-Men original cartoon,
Spider-Man.
maybe a little, yes, this 90s Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
show, and number 3 is Ninja Turtles. I watched, even though that was 80s, I had all the VHSs. I
Yeah.
watched so much Ninja Turtles cartoon, and then when the new cartoon came out, newer one at the early 2000s, I watched that too. And so, and I watched the original live action movies. The first one's great, and the other two are pretty terrible, but I still like the second one.
We took a one summer, watched it every single day.
What?
The first one?
The first one?
Yeah, the first
It was
summer
awesome.
together,
Casey
yeah.
Jones and But anyways, I love the Ninja Turtles as a concept and just the comedy of all of it. So I took all of that love and passion and stuff for Ninja Turtles, and I walked in the first one. I was like, well, this is a Michael Bay aborted fetus. What the hell is this? This is shit. I was so mad. Actually, I did not go into the theater because from the trailers, I was like, this is not worth watching. And then my friend Bryce was like, no, dude, watch it. Give it a chance. It's pretty good. And I watched it. I was like, you're so wrong. I want to punch you in the face. Like, this is a complete disservice.
Oh, is that the one that doesn't like Spider-Man, though?
He changed his mind after Civil War, which I told him he would. But yes, that's the one, the weirdo.
Okay, I'll remind him not to come on the show ever. Okay.
Well, you're weird. I don't know.
You're weird.
But so I saw the first trailer, or one of the first trailers. I think it was the first two because the Super Bowl trailer is one of them, and it showed them chasing down some ninjas on the freeway with the turtle van, and it not only shot sewer caps out of it, but it had giant mechanical arms on it. I was like, that's the freaking toy I had as a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome. And the banter seemed a lot better.
See, they didn't get the damn van until the end of the movie on the first one.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of like an origin story, just like the first original. Like,
I won't forgive
live
them
action one.
for making April part of their origins. Like, that bothers me
Yeah.
a lot. And Megan Fox still sucks in this movie, but she sucks less than she did in the first one. So,
She sucks less. That's
yeah.
good. Was Will Arnett in the second one too?
He is, but he made me laugh a lot in this movie. But he irritated me in the first one.
In the first movie, he really irritated me.
It's
I was like, "What are you even doing in this movie? You're supposed to be Will Arnett. You're supposed to be funny, but he was just like a skeptical douche."
I think he's hilarious, but in this movie, it felt like Will Arnett. It was great.
Yeah.
How
That's good.
is Casey Jones?
So, I could go either way with Casey Jones because, like, I liked how he was handled in the movie, but it's also not the Casey Jones that I was brought up with. But I'm also kind of okay with it. It didn't bother me. He didn't really add or subtract much from the film. He was just kind of present. But what I was going to say is in the...
Did he make his Green Arrow voice?
He did not do his Green Arrow voice.
Did he say you failed the city at all?
No.
Oh,
I wish they would have dropped that in
Yeah,
there.
they
Like,
should.
I would have laughed. I would have been like,
You failed the city.
Shredder, you have failed this city. I would have started
He's
laughing.
Green Arrow, by the way, the guy that plays.
And
Casey
that's
Jones.
his catchphrase.
In the show era.
Yeah. What was I going? Oh, the first Super Bowl spot for Out of the Shadows. At the end of it, it showed like the thing that Krang rides around with in the cartoon, the humanoid body thing, and Mikey taps on the glass, and you just see the Krang eye. I flipped out, dude. Like, at that point, I just let my skepticism go, and I was like, I'm not going to be pessimistic about this movie anymore. Like, I want to be excited for it.
Krang is already just a disgusting freak, though, and then they made him look really gross in this.
Yeah.
Like the Ninja Turtles themselves look like creepy, gross abortions, but
I also think they, like, not fixed it, but they touched on the design a little more in this one, where it didn't bother me as bad, and
They weren't as fake and stupid looking.
Yeah,
like
like,
they weren't like as animated looking.
There's
They're
only-
too animated.
yes, there's only one thing that bothers me about their design in this movie. They keep showing them popping out of sewer caps, like out of the sewers. I was like, you don't fit. You're this big. You're not like. I think they have to be like CGI sewer caps because I'm like, you're not popping out of there.
You don't fit.
And so
are they really like they're enormous?
Yes, they're really big.
They're like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, they're
And-
like this wide.
And they just pop. They
dude.
just pop out of the sewer like one after another. It's like point, 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 like flipping out. It was like no.
That's a really good point.
There's okay. So that's the other thing I'm gonna say is your enjoyment probably relies on how much you can let go for it being a Ninja Turtles movie. As long as you're a fan of the material, it's cartoony. But so the Ninja Turtles have always been cartoony.
Yeah.
So you just have to let that go. But it's a well done cartoon.
I love
if
it.
that
I
makes
want to
sense.
see it. I didn't know it was out. Is it out on DVD yet?
What's that?
Is it out on DVD yet?
No,
it
it came
just
out
came
like a
in
week
theaters.
ago.
Oh, okay.
Or, like, it just came out.
Then I might have
in
to go
theaters.
catch it in theaters.
You
even
should.
though
I think
have not
it's-
been able to catch anything in theaters for like a while just because of work and stuff.
How long is Civil War still in like the main theater?
For a little bit, probably.
Might
So-
be able to go catch that.
I'm telling everyone
Probably
back.
not.
Actually, I do need to put a disclaimer on Ninja Turtles. If you are a Turtles fan, a hardcore Turtles fan, and I went with my biggest Turtles fan friend, he was wearing like the Turtles jacket and had the hood
An
over the
actual
eyes.
shell.
Yeah, he had a shell backpack on. The
I
dude's
like that.
He was stoked on it, but he also thought there was a lot of issues with the first one, as much as he wanted to love it. But he was almost in tears with how much this did for fan service. Oh, Bebop and Rocksteady are as perfect as they could be, and they're the funniest part of the entire movie.
Nice.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, they're great. So give it a chance. If you've never liked the Turtles or you don't really care about the Turtles, you probably will either hate or not like this movie. But if you're like me, then maybe you'll love it.
Cool.
Long story short.
Well, I mean, I'll still have to see the first one, but
I'll probably like
yes
it.
and no.
'cause
You could
yes and no.
actually you
I
could
didn't
watch
mind
this.
the first
You
one.
have to realize.
I thought there was a lot of dumb shit in the movie. Like, it definitely was, like, really... I just, I thought that the movie... In my head, I wasn't thinking on more of, like, a fan base. I was thinking more like maybe this movie was made more for kids.
Dude.
Maybe they were just, like, trying to open up to, like, a more childish audience than...
Well, it is a Nickelodeon movie.
And
They're trying to, like, release Ninja Turtles back into the population, which is, like, what they've been doing since, like, the 80s.
I
They've
think-
been trying to reintroduce... Because, I mean, if you look at us, we're fans of Ninja Turtles, even though we weren't really part of that generation, but it's continuing to be reintroduced into our generations.
and
Right.
have a
I think
Nickelodeon.
every generation since, like, the 80s cartoon has a familiar Ninja Turtles
Yeah,
franchise.
Ninja
Sure,
Turtles
there's-
might never die. Who
There's
knows?
a cartoon for every generation since the 80s, pretty much. Because they had the 80s,
Well,
then they had
I
the
mean,
2000s.
I wasn't
then they
even, like, I watched the cartoon, I, like, marathoned it when I got appendicitis. But,
had... The new cartoon's great, too, by the way.
I'm not gonna watch it.
That's fine.
I'm just not.
I only saw
On
the first
Nickelodeon.
season, but I thought it was great.
But the movie, I really liked at least the first movie, like, really a whole lot.
Yeah.
Is it? Well, it's Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
You're referring
Well,
to
wait,
the-
are you talking about the original live-action movie?
I'm talking about what your
Yes, it's
like,
Nickelodeon.
okay.
Yeah.
I saw
My
some.
Ninja Turtles.
I saw some of the. It's is it still like the CG one?
What?
It's like a cartoon, but it's not like the classical cartoon.
Which one are you talking
Oh, the one that's on TV right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like CG animated.
Oh.
The animation took me a few episodes to get used to because it's a little kiddie looking, but the writing's great and the stories are great.
'Cause,
And
I
they-
mean, it's a TV show. They have to make multiple episodes.
It's
It's not
got-
like it's going to be the best.
It's like the Star Wars shows. Like, the animation on those are not the best,
Right.
but they have good stories.
Doesn't it have similar animation style to the Clone Wars?
Yes, yeah, to the Clone Wars, where some of the animation's a
deal
little
with
pokey
that.
looking.
Okay.
Like
could
the
deal with that.
beards
Yeah, I
or
could deal
whatever's
with that.
little. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just because it's on a children's network or geared towards younger audiences, I suppose, doesn't mean that it's not like it has what's the word? Like, it has viewership ratings and can get canceled as well. So they need to like keep it an audience reeled in. So you can't just like have like some steaming pile of trash out there for everyone to watch just because it's Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
So
They can't
if
do
it's good, it's good, right?
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
They want the parents to not suffer while watching. Okay, I'll give it a chance.
Well, the show?
Yeah.
Well, I know.
I didn't mean to be. I'm not.
Well,
gonna
no,
watch.
the reason I'm not like
I'm
I'm
not gonna watch.
I'm not giving you any grief is because we watch a million things,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to add something else to your plate. I understand, and like I said, there's like 5 seasons now. I've seen 1 season,
Holy shit.
and that
that's
was like
5
3
seasons.
years ago. So
Oh.
I don't know how many seasons. If it's still going, it should be at like 5
Oh, okay,
now at this
okay,
point,
okay.
4 or 5.
I mean,
But I really like the first season. But the thing is, like I just said, we watch so much that I've never been able to go back.
I just watched the first episode of season 2 of The Flash.
Nice. You're in for a treat. He just watched the first, and I just finished watching the whole season.
You should watch The Flash.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get to
I
Daredevil in the Flash.
I really didn't want to watch it because of the huge shit that Arrow took.
Well, Flash
how'd you
isn't
watch
there
it?
yet.
Huh?
How do you-
Netflix.
Netflix.
First
The
season's
whole
on
season
Netflix.
is on Netflix.
Yeah.
The first
Um,
season.
And then if you have Hulu or something, you can watch the second season.
Yeah, boom, I
Can't
got
watch
it.
The second season.
All right. What's it?
Can't watch the entire second season on Hulu.
Oh,
Is it starting the freaking middle?
I hate that.
Yeah, well, like
Stupid
episode like
fucking
20 or
Hulu.
some shit, up to 27.
Oh,
But
starts like in the middle, like of the season.
but you got the whole first season, which is their seasons are as long as like Supernatural.
By the time you finish the first season, the second season will be on Netflix. So don't
you
worry
need to
about it.
finish
Yeah.
Supernatural, by the way.
Oh God.
He'll tell you it's fucking great.
I
It
know.
is
I'm
so
not even
good.
close.
How far are you?
Like
Season 1.
14 episodes in.
Into season 1?
yeah.
It's not
Oh.
even good yet.
I like the Scarecrow episode, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, that's.
Um,
Wait till you get to around season 4, then you'll be a fan.
Oh, yeah. I
So-
think season 4 is the kickoff, man.
Yeah, season
For
4
sure.
definitely.
we have all seen Deadpool, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
That brings me into the next announcement that happened over the weekend, which, do you know who TJ Miller is? He played Weasel in Deadpool. He was Wade's best friend.
Oh,
his bar
okay.
buddy.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
he was also in like the last Transformers.
That's the first time I've heard his name. I've always wondered what his name was.
T.J. Miller.
Like look
He's
it
in
up.
Silicon Valley.
You know
If guys
that-
haven't
yeah.
seen that show, I
Sil-
highly recommend it.
Silicon Valley.
But Steven Spielberg is doing an adaptation of a book called Ready Player One that I don't know a whole lot about. I was supposed to look it up. I think it might be similar to the movie Gamer. You guys familiar with that at all?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's
Butler.
yeah. I think there's obviously differences, but I think it's kind of similar to that. And T.J. Miller is one of the first castings that we've had for it, and I'm assuming comedy relief because that's what he's there for. He was comedy relief in a comedy like Deadpool, like he was
Yeah.
the comedy relief in that. So are you guys? Not that we have a lot of facts on it, but kind of looking forward to seeing T.J. Miller in more movies.
He died
I mean-
in the Transformers movie.
Come on,
Yeah.
man.
And then I was like, man, this is... sorry.
No, I've seen it, but I was
Yeah,
just
you've
gonna say.
all
I was
seen
just
it.
gonna say I don't necessarily know how I feel about his performance in Transformers: Age of Extinction.
He was like one
but-
of the only things I liked in that movie.
Yeah, and then he died in
I
the
mean,
beginning.
I always liked Mark Wahlberg.
It was like, come on, now the rest of the movies are gonna be without him.
That was my.
I was like, oh, all right, well, Mark Wahlberg, okay.
Yeah, the rest of the movie was like 3.5 hours. It was like the longest movie ever made.
I'm
I
sorry.
get
Just
to-
when I think that it was gonna end, then they go and get the freaking dinosaur.
You know what I think it was?
Transformers.
I think the beginning was so damn boring and drug out that they just had to have him there for the comic relief.
I don't know, man. It was.
Because it took a
then I
while
like
for them
how-
to understand,
I
like,
like how
okay,
they're making
why is
another
it
one
a
and they're
completely
having,
different
like,
storyline? Let's just get it, like, going.
Yeah.
Let's just get it going as fast as possible.
Anthony Hopkins also was announced to be in the next Transformers movie.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yep.
So okay, so
Hello, Clarice.
yeah, we were in the grocery store.
It's nice.
Hello, Optimus.
I'm eating Ray Liotta's brain while he's alive. And then I'm feeding it to a kid on an airplane. Well, yeah. Do you? I'm choking Edward Norton to death. Do you? So they're making another one with Mark Wahlberg in it again. Josh Duhamel.
Oh, really? So they're going to combine
Is
them.
John Turturro in it?
I have no idea. Has not been announced that I know of.
Okay. Whatever happened to Anthony Anderson from the first one?
Apparently nothing.
Okay.
Oh, he got a show called Blackish.
Yeah, Blackish.
Is that still on?
That's been
Yeah.
around for a while, too.
It's still on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then there's just no more Sam Witwicky ever again? Is that not a thing?
I don't know. Talk to Shia about it. You guys are friends.
For those of you that don't know, Shia LaBeouf is my lock screen.
Why?
Because you're best friends.
Okay. Just got a call from an 800 number.
That's weird. Anyway,
Does that ever happen to you? Like, every time you hold up your phone, like,
and then suddenly you get a call.
you get a call? Like,
Yeah.
the first time you hold up your phone in hours, government.
That's what it is.
It is a good one. We
Yeah.
are on camera. Oh, shit.
Well, yeah.
I'm looking forward to Spielberg's next movie that's not going to be BFG.
Dude, the BFG looks like a shitty movie.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Spielberg.
Big Friendly Giant?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Make it
Big
pretty-
fucking gun?
Yeah.
That's
No,
what I was
man.
thinking. I was thinking, like, Doom shit. Anyways. But no, like, I read that book or whatever as a kid, and I didn't know what the fuck it was until the end of the preview when they were like, okay, like, other movies, like, that I read as a kid, or other books that I read as a kid that they made as a movie. I was like, oh, when I saw the preview, even as a kid, and as an adult, I was like, okay, what the fuck is this? Like, I have no idea what this is, and they're like, the BFG, and I was like, no. It doesn't look the same at all. Sorry.
It
I'm getting
reminds
blown
me
up.
a lot of one of the worst movies I've seen in the last 5 years or so.
It
which
looks really bad.
is Jack the Giant Slayer was frustratingly bad.
I didn't even see it. That
I'm
looked-
sorry to Nicholas Holt and Bryan Singer, but
Nicholas Holt, so Beast.
yeah. Nicholas Holt was Jack, and then Bryan Singer, the director of X-Men, was the director, and trash on both accounts.
Told you, dude. He was like Metallica. He's like the Metallica of directors.
Meaning?
Started strong, had like a big fucking bad run, and then made Death Magnetic.
Sure.
Days of Future Past.
Well, yeah, I guess Days of Future Past was after. Yeah, it was like, I think Jack the Chancellor was right before Days of Future Past. Because everyone's like, Bryan Singer's coming back to X-Men. And they did that movie, and they're like, well, hopefully this doesn't suck ass.
Oh my god.
So yeah, not a whole lot to say about that. Moving on to Suicide Squad, guys. I sent you lots and lots and lots of pictures.
Mostly poster promotionals, right?
Mostly, there's post. A lot of it came out of Cinema Teaser Magazine and Total Film Magazine, but just scrolling through them, what are some ones that kind of highlight out to you, either what they say about the story or just visual imagery? I definitely have a favorite on
I
there.
guess we're all going to be on our phones for a second.
What's your favorite?
Your favorite is the Joker one with the abacus or whatever the fuck that is.
With the sweet balls?
Yeah, what are those called?
He's got it. Yeah, that's my favorite.
What are those called?
I don't know. You know the little magnetic things that you drop and they go tick.
I know what it is.
No, I'm explaining to the audience whatever those things are called.
Those little the force
You know,
things
Magneto
or whatever.
is
If
making
you
one
drop
of them
3
do it
balls
in
and
the
3
first
balls
section.
smack this
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
What's that? I don't know.
I don't know what they're called. I
Not
used to have one.
centripetal force, but
And I thought they were the coolest things. But there's a picture of a really creepy Jared Leto Joker, and he's got one of those, and they have the images of each Suicide Squad member painted onto the balls.
Oh, is that what's going on? I thought they were like Pokemon energy cards.
No, if you saw a poster a while ago, it had like these images. It's like skull versions.
Oh yeah,
of all
you're
the-
right. I did see that.
of all the
Okay.
characters.
Okay.
Which really I think might paint an image for the story. Is he going to have a hand in manipulating the Suicide Squad and kind of being the puppeteer behind the scenes? I thought he was going to be a completely separate entity that maybe they came to blows with, but maybe he's orchestrating everything that's happening in the movie.
Maybe he's orchestrating. Maybe he's what they're after.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things. You know what I love about Suicide Squad? We've had 3 trailers.
We don't know.
Other than like the basic synopsis of the film, what do we know about the movie? Right?
They set up that
In
this is
3
the
trailers,
Suicide
we have no
Squad,
idea.
They have to do this, you know. And
But
then,
what is the this?
Yeah,
That's awesome. In
that's
3
one I think
trailers.
that it has something to do with the Joker for sure.
Oh sure, you can't. It would be a total waste if not.
Anyway, everyone's all like weird or pissed off about this Joker, but I don't know. I think he looks cool. I think it looks different. I think.
Literally, the only thing I would change, is just the damage on the forehead. Everything else I just love.
The damage on the forehead.
the damaged
Tattoo.
tattoo. It says damage on his forehead. Damaged.
Yeah, well, I mean.
But like, I like the grills because I think they're replacement
yes,
teeth.
it's stupid.
I like I
Got
don't even
kind of
mind
a gangster vibe too.
He's
Yeah.
got really like when you look at his tattoos, they're
He looks like a
pretty
prison
dumb.
thug.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they look like they
Well,
look
I like the
Prison thugs.
I like the personality of the rest. Like when he has his shirt off, he's got like a big smile right here. He's got like ha 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 on his arms. Like all that like craziness, I think is self-referential and something the Joker would do. The damage thing, literally the only thing I'm like, get that off there, bleach it off. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
I
Well,
don't
because
think he would go to a tattoo parlor or even have somebody else do that.
get damage.
Did you ever
with
get
it.
that deep
That
into
is-
a character? Like,
yeah.
this guy wouldn't go and get that done. Like, you know what I mean?
I think he'd get all the rest of them done or something because like I'm
Yeah,
guessing he was probably
that-
pretty-
Yeah, he's probably
that
psychopathic
actually-
enough to
that
like
is-
get that shit done, but like, I want damaged on my forehead, and he's gonna sit there for like
I
10 minutes and
want
get that done. I don't
damage on
fucking
my
think so.
forehead.
You know what I would like is if they do a flashback and he's sitting down in a bench or a chair and Harley Quinn is like bent over doing his tattoos. That would make more sense to me.
They that damage thing is actually really like taking credit away from the movie for me because that's like some hot topic shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's like some hot topic people shit.
And I'm
like
just
nothing against Hot Topic. I mean it's an okay store. I shop there sometimes.
it's childish,
But-
punkish, like
It's something that they could market
yeah.
to preteens to wear as on clothes. I don't know. Like it's
I don't mind that instead of a tear, he's got a J under his eye. because it's a definite prison tat.
Just cut his face off.
Do the death of the family story of the Bat. I just finished reading it. It was good. It was really good, but it was also mortifying. Killer Croc looks really cool. The picture of him,
He looks ugly, dude.
he should look ugly.
I know, but I guess so. He should look ugly.
I like the look of Killer Croc, and I like that they made him a beefy dude. He's in his. They basically gave him like a little
he
pond.
looks like the Thing's booger, dude.
Yeah. He looks like shit.
I think he looks good in the live action when they actually show him in the trailer. And
Yeah, I guess so. Like,
I'd have to hear him like talk and see him talk and see if
He's
he's
had
not
one-
just like a fucking mask. Like
he's had one line in the trailers, which was beer, I think. Harley Quinn's asking
Yeah,
everyone,
beer.
"What do you have?" And he's like, "Beer." Should have been Ron Perlman.
yeah, I want to hear him. I want to
Ron
see him
Perlman
say a
shouldn't do
sentence.
anything. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, he's the perfect Hellboy,
Yes.
but other than that, I'm not a huge Ron Perlman fan. That's the number one reason why I couldn't stand watching past the first season of Sons of Anarchy.
That's okay. Other images were the there was actually several more, but these were just the two newest additions to the Star Trek posters, which were Kirk and whoever the villain is, played by Idris Elba. Are you guys fans of the new franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah, all three fans. A lot of people didn't like Into Darkness. I love Into Darkness. I'm looking forward to this one. The last trailer that came out was immensely better than the first trailer that came out.
I saw Into Darkness like 6 times, but okay, that's a lie. Like, I saw it 3 times.
Yeah.
But I still don't remember a whole lot from it, and if I do recall correctly, Leonard Nimoy feels a little shoehorned in it. They're just kind of like asking him about Khan or whatever.
It's not that shoehorned because he was introduced in the first one.
He was introduced, right? But I mean, like,
He's on standby for them, pretty
he
much.
needed to be there. Okay.
It's like they got because Spock like went to their timeline, and then
Right.
and then he
I've seen
basically
the first
he's
one
he's hanging out.
countless times.
I think he's hanging out with Starfleet
Oh,
now,
okay.
like that Spock. So I think
Okay.
he's always available to them to refer to. It didn't feel that bad to me, but anyways,
No, it wasn't a bad movie.
I like those. I like those posters.
liked it. Man.
Looking forward to the movies. I know Tyler's getting tired. He's getting
No,
tired.
no,
He's
no,
getting
no.
tired.
Tyler. Drink some. Tab.
We can go back a little bit to the Batman v Superman DC Extended Universe world, because I don't know if you knew this, but Ben Affleck is going to be directing and co-writing the solo Batman movie with Jeff Johns, who is the lead writer of DC Comics right now.
Did you say and starring?
Yeah, well, he'll be
Well, he'll be
Batman.
Batman, yeah.
Right.
And they recently interviewed Ben, saying, like, you know, what inspirations are you going to take to doing this movie? And he said this will be a mostly original story, which I think is kind of cool, kind of makes me sad.
I'm wondering if it's something that they kind of have to do because of Batman versus Superman
Sure.
and possibly The Flash.
Yeah, and maybe it has to be kind of original because he's 15 years into being Batman? It's 15 or
20,
20
he's been
years.
doing it for
Okay,
20
20 years. So a lot of these stories that we might love from the comics might have happened already. And we might have to live
They
with
could
that.
do that for sure. There could already be a Nightwing.
Yeah. The Red Hood thing might have already happened. The Hush
Hood
storyline
thing
might have already happened.
I
So
mean,
maybe they're making new stories from this
Jared
point
Leto
on.
could be Jason Todd.
Jason Todd was one of Batman's Robins. I don't know if you knew that. He was the second one that got brutally murdered by the Joker in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
So we'll see. I'm really it's kind of sad, but out of like all the DC stuff that's coming out, I'm almost most excited for the Batman solo movie, because that's what I took away from with the most favor from Batman v Superman.
Oh, for sure. Batman was the best part of Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, because Wonder Woman I'm skeptical of. We don't know when or if Shazam's really going to happen.
But can it really be John Cena?
How
How cool would that be?
John Cena would work for me. I would like Channing Tatum or Zac Efron.
Zac Efron? No.
Dude, yes.
I don't dislike Zac Efron, but Channing Tatum or John...
You need a man-child. Zac Efron's a man-child, and if you've seen the shape he got in for Baywatch, he's ginormous.
Zac Efron is enormous.
Yeah, he's gotten huge. It's because he's doing Baywatch with The Rock, and they did a bunch of physical competitions with each other.
And then
But anyway, Shazam, and then you got a couple
Shazam.
Justice League movies. Suicide Squad I'm really looking forward to, but I'm just Flash. Looking
Suicide
forward to
Squad
Flash,
looks great, but
which
yeah,
now is getting the director from Dope.
What is Dope?
Dope is a movie that came out like a year ago, 2 years ago.
Dope. It's on Netflix.
Yeah,
I've
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard.
You
really,
talking
really
about
good things.
the like drug slinging movie? Is that what you're talking about?
Did it come out like a year or two ago?
I don't know. It's about.
Is that
like,
all they've done before?
There's a movie called
That's what
Dope.
they're known
They're
for.
gonna
that
do. They're gonna
it's
do the
talk.
Flash.
It's about
I probably blocked you off.
a
Like
kid
most
that
of
sells
this whole
drugs. It's like this really nerdy kid that starts selling drugs.
thing. Huh?
That might be it. I'm not sure because I didn't see it. But the director before that left was the guy that did Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter and
Oh,
Pride,
thank
Prejudice,
God.
and Zombies. So I'm like, get off the project.
Dude, do you remember we went and saw Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter together, and that was the funniest piece of shit I've ever seen.
That's a good way to put it. Wasn't one of the vampires the guy from Supernatural?
I don't remember because I didn't watch Supernatural back then, and I've
Which
only seen
guy?
that movie that one time.
Sam or Dean?
No, the angel dude.
Castiel.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
It was,
continue your
it was
discussion.
either Dominic Cooper or him. I get him confused. Dominic Cooper was Howard Stark from Captain America, and he's Preacher and stuff. But you want to get back to us on that when you figure it out?
Yep.
Okay, I don't do. Everyone excited for Batman solo movie?
Yeah.
Cool. We also included in that group of images of you guys saw was the first images from Wolverine 3. You check those out?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We just got
Hugh Jackman drunk outside of his.
that's what it looks like. It looks like he's stumbling around.
He
looks
literally,
like he had a really
yeah,
fucking
that
hard
doesn't
night.
look like a real set photo. It looks like he woke up late in a hotel and is like stumbling to his car.
I wish.
Is he pretending to?
Well, they're doing a little bit of Old Man Logan storyline, which is like kind of a future western almost because the world's a mess. I wish they would have just gone with the comic book pictures, which was like sunglasses, and he had like gray hair they put like kind of into a ponytail. I mean, this just looks like old Hugh Jackman, I guess.
None of these people look familiar to me in Supernatural, so
Well,
it is not Castiel.
I'll figure it out later. My bad, guys.
Noob.
So what's our feelings on not the X-Men franchise but the Wolverine franchise so far?
I liked the first one enough.
Somebody liked Origins.
I've only liked the first one. I've only seen the first one. I mean,
The
You
second
didn't,
one.
you didn't see the Wolverine?
okay, wait.
That's the one.
There's
where it's
X-Men
like,
Origins and then the Wolverine.
That's the one-
Oh,
where,
okay.
like, the
Yeah,
guy's
I've seen
like,
the
uh,
Wolverine, so I guess I've seen both of them.
Yeah.
That's the one where he's like he saved the guy during war, and then he repays
Right,
the favor by
right.
granting him death.
The Chinese one
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
people always say.
Yes, the Chinese.
To make it easier on people, we don't have to like
Is it not
pretend to
Japan?
be not racist. It's Japan or China or
That's gonna get us in hot water.
Huh? Oh yeah, with all 12.
for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have a very
I don't know.
Asian
Samurai,
subscriber
it's
base.
It's the samurai one.
yes. There you go.
Samurai one.
Jesus Christ, I don't even know which ones. Which ones? Oh God.
We should
We're
have
off
just
it.
said Asian.
We're
just
off
to-
it. Yeah. We're off it.
But there's a lot of people that are like, oh, the Wolverine one was all right, but Origins is trash. I was like, Origins is very flawed, but Wolverine's boring as shit.
Origins took too many liberties with characters that they thought they weren't going to have to revisit.
Yeah,
So that's where it was mostly flawed. The story itself was awesome.
I
It
agree.
had the
I like him going to the farm. I like the whole Weapon X part of the movie. He was a badass. I like the thing with Silver Fox. I thought that was a good twist.
It had like the whole Island of Dr. Moreau thing going on.
Yeah, and then Lee Schreiber as Sabretooth. Thank you. That was perfect. And the whole flashbacks of them going through
Yeah.
the war was great. So honestly, to me, the Wolverine was a downstep, as much as everyone would disagree with me.
I
really didn't-
have I not said that was the worst one in the series. We recently ranked them on Facebook.
Yeah, I think we did.
Right. I feel like I put that as my worst one.
It's in my bottom 3. I'm not sure exactly where. I'd have to think about
Which
it.
one?
The
The this is
Samurai one.
Oh, yeah.
That took some serious liberties with characters like
It's hard for me to follow.
definitely with Silver Samurai, huge liberties.
Yeah.
And then what's the snake chick's name? Viper. I
Oh.
think it's Viper. Terrible. But maybe Wolverine 3 will be good. I think they're taking on the same director. I think it's James Mangold again from the last one, not from the first one, so I really don't know.
Huh. Well, if it's gonna be rated R,
That's
I mean,
true.
Yeah.
That could be cool. This is going to be rated R, a good send-off for Hugh Jackman. I bet anything, maybe not anything, but I think Hugh Jackman will show up briefly at some point down the road, even though this is his last movie.
But how many more are they gonna make, man?
Just
like,
reboot
I
it.
really liked
Reboot
I
it.
really liked Apocalypse, but it can be the end, man. You don't have to do anymore.
Right.
I think that like an Old Man Logan story would actually be the perfect end. And how are you going to have anyone else be Wolverine? And how are you going to make X-Men without a Wolverine?
You make Tom Hardy or Carl Urban.
No.
No.
Carl Urban is more of a baby-faced man than you give him. Like,
You didn't see Dredd, right?
No.
Okay.
Tom Hardy's awesome.
I base my whole thesis of Carl Urban being Wolverine off the Dredd movie.
Tom Hardy being Wolverine, though, I feel like there are a lot of people that they could find that, like, they shouldn't have to find another Hugh Jackman, but
People will be satisfied if just Tom Hardy is playing or replacing anybody. Tom Hardy's fucking awesome.
Unless it's Bane.
Yeah, well, Tom Hardy has to be Bane.
yeah, who else was going to be Bane, if not...
I don't know, a effing Hispanic?
Tom Hardy was a great Bane.
He was a big man.
It's
I
just
didn't-
not.
He's shorter than Christian Bale, which is fine. they literally had to shoot them, like...
Yeah, they enhanced it.
I
Hollywood, movies.
I liked The Dark Knight Rises more than a lot of people, so I thought it was great. I mean,
That was my favorite.
I was going through a huge Joseph Gordon-Levitt phase at the time, though. I think all of Hollywood was.
I think that's a phase that no one should leave. He's fantastic.
Oh, he is. He's awesome. Yeah.
I don't
Okay
agree with
phase.
all of his movie choices or whatever his agents
Third
do.
Rock
or-
from the Sun.
Huh?
Oh yeah, Tommy.
I wasn't a big fan of Don John, and I know that was like his project, so.
I didn't think that was bad.
Don John was good.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I like Don John a lot.
I wasn't into it.
It's
Like,
alright.
uncomfortably explicit, but I mean, like,
Sure.
it was,
Oh yeah, I don't care
It's
about
good.
that. Yeah, I don't care about that. I just
you
didn't
could
think it
definitely
was
relate.
great.
You just have to probably go back to, like, your teenage years.
Well, we have one more story that might be a little unfamiliar to. It's pretty unfamiliar to me. I don't know if it's unfamiliar to you. How would you guys know Doc Savage? Or
I've
know
never
of
heard of
Doc Savage? Never heard of him?
Never.
Okay,
Have
so
you?
this was the weird thing. Sorry, have you?
No.
Okay. I thought I knew who that was because like I just watched so many movie podcasts and stuff like that. I feel in comic book talks, I feel like I've heard the name Doc Savage over and over and over again. And I thought it was just a movie that everybody knew or whatever. And I looked it up. It's like a comic book character that I'd never freaking heard
From
of.
like
but-
the 30s.
yeah, from like 33.
Yeah.
And he inspired like a lot of the superheroes to come forward. Like Superman was inspired by Doc Savage. Like Batman, like everything that happened after that, Doc Savage was kind of like the first hero.
Oh.
Like Superman was the first like cape tights superhero, but Doc Savage was one of the first like more hero than a normal person should be.
More
Like, he's-
human than human.
yeah, he's kind of like Captain America. Like he's everything a man can be, with even more intelligence. Let's look up. I had it.
Enhanced.
What's that?
Enhanced.
Oh, enhanced. Yes. So Doc Savage here is a. I'll show you guys a picture right quick.
Yeah.
So it looks very out of the 30s.
Yeah.
And camera. There, Doc Savage actually came up pretty good. Okay. So
Goddamn right it did.
that was from March
Look at that beautiful camera.
1933. Doc Savage magazine, #1. And here are his abilities, and this is how you know that's completely unrealistic. Genius level intellect, peak physical and mental conditioning, skilled scientist, surgeon, inventor, detective, athlete, and martial artist, photographic memory, and a master of disguise. So, like I said...
Oh no, that's real. Steven Seagal. That's Steven Seagal in real life.
He was also known as the Man of Bronze, so he's basically...
Yeah, it's Steven Seagal. Why-
He's the...
Why wouldn't they just have Steven Seagal play him?
I don't know, because he's 103.
Oh, he's too busy making like 38 shitty movies a year.
That shamed too much.
But
Yeah. Oh my God. Have you
People
guys
make
ever,
fun of me because I'm fat.
Have you guys ever heard Tom Segura's bit on? Oh my God, it's hilarious.
No.
Check it out when you get home. His YouTube bit. I'm not gonna tell any of his jokes.
that's
for him,
okay. Don't ruin it for us. But you hear all those characteristics, and that Shane Black, who directed Iron Man 3 and Nice Guys and Lethal Weapon and Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, is going to be directing Doc Savage.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. Older movie, highly well received. That's okay, I haven't seen it either.
Is that the meth one?
I don't really remember what it's about.
The Val Kilmer meth movie.
Val Kilmer meth
That's
movie.
every Val
I
Kilmer.
feel like you'd remember Robert Downey Jr. in it.
Not when I saw the Val Kilmer meth movie.
Okay.
There's this vague Val Kilmer meth movie that I don't remember.
I don't
and
think
can't
that's the
figure
same.
Did
out.
I see that in Idaho with you?
Yeah, that's when we saw it. We were in Post
Yeah.
Falls.
That weird Val Kilmer.
Val
meth
Kilmer
movie.
meth movie. What was it called?
I don't
Tell
know.
us, please. All right.
Yeah, please let us know in the
Yeah.
comments. What was the Val Kilmer meth movie?
All right.
But so Shane Black, if you look at his career, pretty much everything he's done's been great other than Iron Man 3, in my opinion. Because, I mean, some people really liked Iron Man 3. Obviously, I didn't, but I'm not going to go on a side rant. Nice Guys might be my favorite movie of the year. I'm still trying to figure that out.
What did you think about Iron Man 3, though? I'm just kidding.
So, I'm still excited when people say Shane Black's being attached to movies. Cause
Yeah, because
he's
you
got-
really like Nice Guys.
I
Yeah.
really
Nice
like
Guys
Nice Guys.
looks really good.
You
Did
know-
you see the trailers for it?
What?
Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling. And it's like a 70s
Oh, yeah.
detective. It
You
looks
have,
fucking
it's
hilarious.
so good.
Yeah, that was.
I haven't seen it.
But
I want to see.
I think that is, I think he fits in certain niches, if that makes sense. And I think superhero genre is not it, except for this is kind of a superhero movie.
I think
Sort of.
taking on a project as big as like the successful Iron Man franchise, although nobody thought that. Well, at least I didn't think Jon Favreau could do it. When I was like, "That's Jon Favreau
Yeah,
for Iron Man," I was like,
yeah, it
but,
was an interesting
you know.
combination of things. So we have Shane Black directing, and then you're gonna get nothing but the biggest movie star in Hollywood, which is Dwayne Johnson, to play Doc
"Is
Savage.
he the biggest star?
He makes the most money, does the most movies. If
Does
you,
he make the most money?"
he's in the top 3 guaranteed.
I thought Samuel L. Jackson was higher,
Um,
and Tom Cruise might be higher than that.
Well, we will continue to discuss this as I look it up here. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is untouchable. You can't. Tom Cruise is
Okay,
Hollywood.
right now, and I only know this because I was watching a YouTube video where somebody broke it down. From now to, I think, 2018 or 2019, The Rock is signed on for 13 films.
Doc Savage films.
No, 13 films in general. Jumanji, Fast Furious 8, Doc Savage, another Journey to the Center of the Earth movie. There's so Shazam.
Jeez.
He's
Is
gonna be
Brendan
Black Adam.
Fraser going to be in the third one?
He was only in the first one. The Rock took his place in the second one.
I saw both of them, but I'm saying like he won't be in the.
As far as I know, no. It'd be cool if he got a cameo in the Mummy movie, though.
I'm sure Brendan Fraser's like.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser
donezo,
should be in it. Brendan Fraser is the kid's uncle.
done with
Oh, really?
life.
Yeah, Yeah,
I think he should
The
do-
Rock is just his stepdad.
I think he should do the George of the Jungle lets himself go.
George of the
the
Jungle
Jungle.
2 kind of breaks the fourth wall, because Brendan.
Where'd the
Fraser-
other guy? Oh, Brendan
yeah.
Fraser's too cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't afford Brendan Fraser or something like that.
I'm glad you guys know that. Robert Downey Jr. is definitely up there too.
Is he in bad shape now?
Brendan Fraser. Last time I saw him, he was looking pretty chunky.
Yeah,
Got a little
this
bigger.
Seems like something Brendan Fraser would do, like if he was off camera.
What, get chunky?
Yeah, it's like his job.
I'm off camera, so
The donut's looking really good.
I'm gonna get fat.
Let's get back to the story. Even though we
He's
don't
got
know,
like kind of like what I got going on in Scrubs, in his character in Scrubs, but then you see him like a year later and he's ripped. And like George of the Jungle.
we're not gonna be able to tell you guys the highest paid actors because I can't connect. To
Oh,
very
I
well.
changed the password.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
He fluctuates.
So we don't know a lot about Doc Savage, but just reading what we read there and sticking the Rock in it, do you think it's a good fit? Does it sound like a fun movie? Oh, don't forget Central Intelligence too.
He looks. I mean, like I don't. I have no emotional attachment to a character that I've never known anything about. But the Rock's a pretty big dude.
Yeah, I love the Rock. I don't think everything he does is great, but as a person, I think he's awesome. Some people can't stand his ego, but I think it's a lot of fun to watch Rock movies.
Does he have like a real life ego?
It's I think it's all in perception. Because sometimes you think that he's a larger than life character, but
In some of the most standout-ish films that I've seen, he's I've always been a fan of him. The Rundown.
I love the
It's
Rundown.
fucking awesome.
Walking Tall was great.
Yeah. Be Cool is phenomenal. If you haven't seen that.
He's gay in that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
Be Cool, yeah.
Um,
I love Be Cool. That's fucking hilarious.
And Pain and Gain.
Which is one of the few I haven't seen.
Oh, dude, that's
Pain
a
and
true
Gain is
story.
good.
You need to watch that.
Yeah,
That's a good.
that's a definite.
I stopped
must-see.
at Michael Bay.
Is it Michael Bay?
Yeah.
No, it's good.
Okay.
Oh.
Dude,
Okay, so.
What are you looking up right now?
Oh yeah, I got like a list from Fame10.com of
The
the top 10 highest paid actors of 2014. I'm already down to
14?
number 5. So we'll just do the top 5.
The 14. I was gonna try to get 15 or 16.
Yeah, this is 14. I don't have.
Well, I think The Rock is in the process of blowing up. He just did.
it doesn't matter. This is just 2 years ago, so there's a reference point for it.
Sure. San Andreas.
Chris Hemingway.
Maybe not a lot overall, but a lot of profit. And then worldwide it did really well. Oh, The Rock's.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He's almost a bigger movie star overseas than he is here.
What about Leonardo DiCaprio? Checkmate, atheists.
What?
What?
Are you saying he is God?
No, yeah.
Bradley Cooper.
Oh,
came
if
in
there
at
is
number
no
3.
God, then explain Leonardo DiCaprio. Checkmate.
That's hilarious.
I have no idea.
But yeah, actually, that's the last story. Unless there's other things that popped into your head.
Dwayne Johnson, number 2.
Is he number 2?
No, number 2 in what?
Ever
What year?
2014.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm gonna check
And he was less
2016,
popular then.
and Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. is number 1 in this one.
I'm saying like it's
That's
sometimes
from
it's
Iron Man.
volume versus what you're doing, and Rock's doing like 3 movies. a year.
RDJ's up there, and then
Oh, I know he's
and
up
then-
there.
and then he's doing Sherlock 3 next year.
True.
So
I'm
Sherlock
just saying
Holmes
The
3.
Rock is in the running for being one of the biggest movie stars. And the movie stars, you got to be able to do every category. Action, comedy. He doesn't really do drama. But
I'm not disputing. Yeah, okay, I guess it was minuscule.
There's no
I wasn't
2016
disputing
yet.
that he was a
that I could find.
super well known, versatile actor. He's really
I'm saying the
well
amount of work he does, as far as puts out there,
known. Right.
and the amount of money that he's bringing in, he's got to be in the top 5 in like any given year. The last like 3 years, I imagine.
For sure.
Robert Downey Jr. still 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2's Jackie Chan somehow.
What?
What did he even do?
This is Forbes. This is a completely different website. I don't know
Oh,
how the hell Jackie Chan got up in there.
Wait, is it
Go-
overall
go
or that
for it, yeah.
year?
Just check out
This is for 2015.
That doesn't make sense.
No, I know. Hold on. I'm seeing if I did something wrong. Like, literally, I clicked on.
Apparently, it was 94.
Yeah. that-
That would make a lot of sense.
Maybe not quite 94,
this
but
is
the
really
90s.
close and similar to 2014, though, just with a couple differences. Bradley Cooper's still at number 4.
Well,
Robert
Bradley
Downey
Cooper
Jr. is still at number
was,
1.
Was pretty popular for a while.
Adam Sandler's at number 5.
What
Tom
did Bradley
Cruise is
Cooper
at
do
number
recently?
6.
Recently?
Yeah.
He
was
did-
in Joy, right?
He did. I don't know if he was in Joy. He did Burnt,
What is Burnt?
the chef movie.
Joy was Jennifer Lawrence, right?
Yes.
Okay, then it was the same person that did Silver Linings Playbook.
Maybe.
Bollywood stalwart
He was
Amit
for sure in it. They're like a
Bachchan.
threesome.
You know who that
Jennifer
is?
Lawrence,
No?
Jennifer
No?
Lawrence, Bradley Cooper, and
Do you know
Robert
who
De
that
Niro.
is?
International
started-
star.
Oh yeah, he's a Bollywood fucking more than 150 movies in his 50-year career.
It's crazy.
Huh. I've never even heard of him.
This-
Salman Khan. I'm gonna see. Yeah, and 10 is Mark Wahlberg. I'm gonna check to see if this is like
Here's my list.
this year.
10 is Mark Wahlberg. 9's Mark Wahlberg. 8's Mark Wahlberg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Mark Wahlberg. Number 1.
Leo.
Leo.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
How did you know?
I don't feel the same about Mark Wahlberg as you do.
No,
I feel like he belongs in the top 10, but he's not like,
I know what you're
worthy
saying.
of more than
Yeah.
one spot.
Yeah.
Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio is the top 5.
You guys think that's a
He's like 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1.
wrap on episode 10?
Oh shit! Yeah, man. Yeah, we're out of topics, so
Thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you, Jacob, for being a guest. Tyler, as always, thank you for making all of this possible. And we'll be very excited to see you guys
where's my other hand? There we go.
next week
Time to
for
do it.
episode Uno. And what comes out next? Warcraft comes out next week. I wonder if I can see that by the time we do the podcast. It's going to be interesting. Give my two or 3 cents on that film, and then I think we have a week break, and then Independence Day, Resurgence the week after that. It's a busy June. Lots to do, lots to see, lots to review, much to talk about, and hopefully you guys will be here for all of that. So until next time, may the film be with you. Always.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.